Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 5 of One Piece, the anime. Last episode, we got a little bit of a glimpse into Luffy's backstory with Shanks in this iteration, and just kind of like, honestly, how faithfully the live action kind of stuck to this one. I really loved the episode. It was a lot of fun, and whoa, that moment with the pistol, I was unprepared for that, man. Holy crap, dude. But I'm excited to get on into this because the episode ended with Luffy and Nami coming face to face, I think for the first time so far, and right outside of Buggy's tent. So let's go ahead and jump in, guys. If you want to see the full length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. It will be in watch along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for reaction to the entire episode. Get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover at the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind the scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while since you're going to support the channel. But guys, I'd really appreciate it if you enjoy this reaction to at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, and with that all said and down the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 5. Here we go. Hey! Over there! Giant pink bird! Oh, what? Well, about that. That dude has stitches all the way around his head. What happened to that man? Brain removal? The Hat Man. You don't mess with the Hat Man. Aw. Don't touch my treasure. I wonder if they killed that guy. I don't know, man. He's doing pretty good on his own. Well, okay. Oh, that's how you'll become best friends right there. Feed the kid. Oh my gosh, his voice is so deep. It's like calling Ed short or pipsqueak. Oh, whoa, what? The hell? What the heck? He's got telekinesis? He's eating somebody else's food. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? A lot more transparent. Luffy's voice seems so much more familiar this episode to me for some reason. I only like money and tangerines. Here's a new freak for your circus. Die flashily. I gotta say, he's pretty imposing, dude. I mean, I found him that way in the live action too, though. In a entertaining kind of way. Infiltration successful. Sorry, the way he was laughing was kind of funny to me. Celebrate flashily. Good God. What is up with his hair? It was like a cat on his head. Good luck. Oh, Luffy. Stretchy sneaky. I would eat too. Aw. Does he have limits, I guess, on how far he can go? What is with this flashily stuff? Special buggy ball. That one dude just like flying kicked through the air in the background. The might of the buggy ball. Oh no. That's right at the town. Well, we didn't see him destroy the town in the live action, but there it is. Wow, dude. Oh my God. I hope this town was evacuated. So we haven't seen a single citizen. Like, they weren't like brought into his tent to be his captive audience, which I really loved that. He was like, I don't know about that, you stupid clown. Oh, wow. Wow. Go for it. I don't think this would work. It is a cannonball after all. Hey, this will only let him out. I'm almost sure of it. No. Oh my God. Flashily. I love Luffy's just empty stare. Oh. Yeah. Put your own life on the line, not others. I mean, that completely defeats the purpose of this exercise if you do it, dumbass. Ah! Yo! God! That was badass.
なんだお前、今さら俺を助けてくれたのか？バカ言わないで。勢いでやっちゃったのよ。私の大事な人の命を奪った海賊なんかに誰が？ああ、それで。
Ah!
どうじゃ来るのも大概にしろ小娘。派手に殺せ！
Holy shit, dude. Oh no. Well. Oh. Oh. Wow. That's hardcore, man. Hey! The whole gang's here now. No sword drawn either. Changes things a little bit, isn't it? It definitely changes your perspective a little bit. Why would a pirate have a pirate hunter on board? Interesting, intriguing even? I'd think so. Wow, man, his voice goes all over the place, actually. Uh-oh. It'll be next episode for the fight, though. At this rate. I love the way he's drawn, man. Into the episode. Oh! Oh, no! The reveal. Yo. But what's with this psychic shit? Because at first I thought maybe his hand, we just didn't see it and he was choking him either from behind, but we saw him from both angles and he was just levitating. Whoa, he's weak. I just fucking spit everywhere. Ooh. Oh, wow. God damn, man, that was badass. Ah! The editing team had to call him out. I was about to say how the turns have tabled, but she said it for me. The correct way. I like saying it the funny way. Oh! Oh! Got you to cut his spines, didn't he? Oh, I will kick your ass! With that dumbass grin, I love it! He just stabbed that knife with his teeth! What? I refuse to die. He's got something up his sleeve, man. Oh, yeah. Zoro's already up on how this works. Nothing makes sense anymore. Dude, Zoro's got some freak strength, man.
大砲がこっち向いたと言ってんかだそれまだ特製バギー玉が入ったままなんだぜバスちょっとおいあれやめろやめろ
Wow, fuck you! I knew that was coming at that point. When it wasn't with the swing moment or the reveal, I thought we were gonna hold off on all that. That honestly went on that whole last little bit with when Zoro showed up. That went on a lot longer than I expected it to, so I was kind of caught off guard by that a little bit. Dude, I love, like, in every single moment and situation that they get themselves in, Luffy is just kind of, he just rolls with it, man. And he still talks his shit. He still talks his game, man. I freaking love it. It's gotta be so frustrating to everybody fighting him and even everybody around him who's just like, what is this kid doing? He's just getting us into more trouble. And he's just like, hey, big nose, you big nose bitch. I'm gonna beat your ass. I freaking loved it, dude. I thought he was goading him to like throw that knife so that he could just kind of wiggle and make him cut the binds instead of catching it with his teeth. But honestly, that's even more badass. Now if he could have flipped it around and be like, stretched his neck and cut himself out. You know, there's some other things that I was wondering about that too. I was like, if he could stretch and stuff, can he elongate? I mean, I'm sure he can. I know he can. But like tying him up with rope seems like a moot point. I feel like he should be able to get out of it regardless. Like, he can break a sword. He can break those ropes. One, if he just wants to go the strength route. I feel like there's like a presentation that is part of this that he just kind of enjoys. I feel like. I don't know. I feel like part of this is an act. He's just kind of going along to see what's happened until he's just like, until it crosses a line where he's no longer having fun. But there did seem like, again, unless it was an act, we've seen him put on faces before, even so far in these last 4 episodes. It seemed like he was genuinely freaked out when that cannonball was going to be shot at him, which I would assume he would know that's not going to hit him. It won't detonate. It will just bounce off of him and go right back. But he seemed like freaked out about it. But anyway, I got derailed there. You know, if he could stretch out, even if he couldn't physically break the binds, you know, shouldn't he be able to, like, noodle outward, like stretch out and like decrease his like width so that the ropes just fall off of him and he can just kind of noodle out of it? I mean, that's what I would think. I would think he'd also be able to kind of like right out of the bars too. Am I wrong, or is that maybe he's just, again, maybe it plays into like the way that he likes to put on these airs so that people underestimate him? Or it just could just be his simple-mindedness. I don't know if he's that, you know, maybe like an instinctual fighter, because we've seen like, dude, that, I'll come back to that, dude. When he was fighting Captain Morgan, he did that fucking mid-air, like, kickflip with his fucking torso. Like, he's got like a fighting instinct. Like, you just, it's kind of par for the course with like these types of characters and stuff like that. But like, he doesn't seem to think about the grander things. Like, if he's not like in the fight itself, I'm not sure how much he's thinking about it. But then there's things like that moment with him and Kobe where he's like, he like thought psychologically and plotted out a little whole interaction that no one else was really in on, but he knew what he was doing. Like, he's so much smarter than he lets on, and it just makes me feel like a lot of it is just like a disarming mechanism. Like, even in that moment when he gave that glare, Zoro, I think, knows that kind of firsthand now, just in the little short time that they've been together, that when he got that little, like, signal from Luffy, he's just like, wait, what are you doing, Luffy? And then he gave him that little look, that signal, that sign, that little code, and Zoro's like, gotcha, Captain. And, you know, turned the tide back on the crew against Buggy and his people. It's just like these subtle little moments again. And even though he's not now a pirate hunter anymore, he still has that reputation. And Nami already is seeing that Luffy is kind of not like every other pirate, just in these smaller ways. You know, it's very different. Everything about this entire interaction is completely different. The only thing that is similar about the Buggy stuff that they did over there in the live action was the dinghy, where she did the treasure chest to steal their boat. That's been it so far. Again, it keeps me on my toes because that means that's just another layer of things that I'm just excited for to see the differences. Buggy also carries himself very differently. There are a lot of similarities. I loved Buggy in the live action, man. He was one of my favorite bits of that. Like visually, from his power to his airs. Also, you know, sucker for the whole circus theme. Not quite playing into that so much here. Well, I love that whole thing with the three-ring circus. They had the whole thing going on. They had the presentation. They had the captured audiences from this town, which I guess that was an allusion to, or more of a homage or nod to this with the buggy balls and destroying and laying waste to the town. So I do love what they did with that. I think that was like, that whole idea, that whole twist that they did was fantastic. But this is also a very different thing. It's putting you right there. It's pretty much all on the table, you know, like, aside from the reveal of his ability, which let's go to that for a second. Let's go back to that for a second. When he was like Darth Vadering him, we saw one hand doing the thing, right? We didn't see his, was it his left hand? I'm trying to remember. There was one hand that wasn't in any of the frames, and my guess was like, for us, we are not meant to see the floating hand so that we can have the reveal of his power later. But we saw the front and back of the guy being choked. So what was actually choking him? So he's not I would assume he's not telekinetic, and that was just like a trick of the eye on the audience to kind of hide that. Unless there's a body part we don't know of that was wrapped around his neck. I don't know. But that was my guess, that his hand was out of view of the camera, even though we saw front, back, and side of this guy's neck, and there was no hand in sight. Unless I'm overthinking the shit out of this, or Anime Buggy has an additional power that he didn't have in the live action. But that was my guess, that was just a way to keep us on our toes for the big reveal when he can levitate his body parts separate from his torso and everything and just reassemble if he needs to, that they can act independently. I like the reveal in this though, like doing the whole classic samurai shing moment where there's the cross blades, it flickers, they're soft, and you're just waiting for either the gush of blood or somebody to fall over, and it was just Buggy in pieces, and then he's just like, and he's just floating there. And I was talking about his voice too, like he had a very deep voice when he's like being when he's being imposing, when he's giving a serious command or whatever, but he like goes all over the place. And then there's that one moment where he was just like high pitched. The voice actor was going hard in this, and I love the art style for him. Again, and just like the poses and stuff like that they did pull straight into that. It's just like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of love that did go into the live action, where they knew what they were doing with what they were adapting and pulling from it. And it just like, I love all of that. But then again, like I've said many times up until this point in this part, and I'm probably feeling like a broken record by now, but it's like the spirits contained in both very faithfully, but they still have a very distinctive vibe and feeling and fun, but it still feels like we're in the same world, kinda. At least that's how I feel right now, coming in from one to the other. And I feel like I saw a lot of that echoed in the comments when I was reacting to the live action too, so it's just really heartwarming to see, considering like just how long like live action anime adaptations have really kind of struggled to kind of do exactly that. Capture the feeling, the spirit of the characters. While they are different, there are differences from the personality and even some of the execution and mannerisms, stuff like that, but the core of the characters in the world and the story seem to be very much so preserved. And a lot of that gets lost in translation when you don't trust the source material, I feel like, is when it happens the most. When you feel like, we gotta change this to make it work in live action. That goofy shit only works on cartoons. They gave us the fucking snails. We haven't seen a snail in this yet, but they gave us snail phones. And we just roll with it. Like, that's the thing. I bitch about this all the time when it comes to Hollywood adaptations of like animated series or video games. The biggest perpetrator of this is when they try to do the normal soldier or human being from another world falls into this other place so they could be like, oh, gee, golly gosh, please explain the shit out of all of this to me. Like, we're idiots. Like, we can't just roll with it. Like, we weren't spoon-fed how Lord of the Rings worked, but we got it. You know, we had simple explanations in Star Wars for how that works. Guess what? We got it. We just accepted things. Nobody was like, those Jawas, man, what the heck's that? What's that big old dinosaur in the background? You just accepted it. I feel like Hollywood, it feels like they have to over-explain everything, even like, and are ashamed of some of maybe what may perceivably be some sillier aspects of it. So they have to like do this like fish out of water bullshit story, whether it's with a human character lost in their world or somehow they end up in the human world, and we just take all of the mystique away from it. You know, some of that happens much less with Japanese attempts at live action, because I think they get it a little bit better. Like I said before, I think the Rurouni Kenshin live action films did a really good job. I still need to finish them, man. I know Mikenyu, I've learned as of late that Mikenyu was Anishi in those, so I really need to get to that. The live action Death Note, honestly, I think it has the better ending. I think it has a better ending than the manga and the anime, even though some of it was a little rocky. It was done pretty well. The Bleach one honestly wasn't too terrible. It had some really fun moments. Anyway, I love what they did with it. I think they should be the status quo moving forward on how this works. The team that did the One Piece live action. And from the photos that came out for Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action adaptation that Netflix is also doing, for that as a series, they released some photos from that, which honestly, you know, from the castings alone and now that, it's shaping up to be pretty good. That is one of my all-time favorite shows, like a top 10, top 5, I believe, if I remember right. Favorite shows of all time. Live action, animation, whatever. All of it. After this, I'm just hoping that they're like, okay, I think we got it. After Cowboy Bebop, I think we got it. I'm hoping. I'm still like very guarded about it. I'm always going to be. I think I've been hurt too many times to just trust anybody on faith. Because by the end of the year, we also got a live action Yu Yu Hakusho series coming out on Netflix. I think in December? I think it's still this year. I haven't heard anything about that getting pushed. I think that's still coming out either this year or January. I don't remember which. And man, you gotta earn that, man. You gotta earn that. I love that show, dude. I love Yu Yu. So, oh God. See, I didn't have expectations going into One Piece, so it blew me away. And that, though, I'm coming in there with some love and adoration. I mean, I got me some Hiei back in here, a couple other things too. So, like, you mess up my boy, I'ma come for you. But guys, I'm going to pass it off to you. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed this reaction and all my ramblings. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. And remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon. Or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Mandy Share, Ryan Carrot, New York Horror Scum, Margaret Grace, Melito, Robert Angriano, Jeffrey Hell, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, and Casey Wood. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.